we're certainly going to win. I'm afraid for the English, but I guess that the players have a bit more holidays after Sunday.
You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you.
Nico, good luck. Come on, England.
Only one way to beat them. Get round the back. Catch me if you can, 'cause I'm the England man. And what you got can act is the master plan. We ain't no hooligans. This ain't a football song. 3 lions on my chest. I know you can.
And you're not there. And then off you go.
Well, can I just say, with a weekend like this, thank you so much for joining us live for the F1 Forum. For anybody that's watching this on the iPlayer, you don't get quite as much praise. For those that are watching this live, well played. Of course, we all know there is more to life than England losing 1-0 to Germany as things stand. Martin Brundle's come and joined us. Martin, we've heard from these two. They've given us their thoughts on what was actually a corking Grand Prix from start to finish, dominated by a pretty large accident for the man who's just being interviewed behind us.
It was a cracker, wasn't it? We were feared it might be one of those early stop, sort of plodding afternoons, and it turned out to be brilliant, really, because of the accident, you have to say, and the safety car, and that threw a double six for most of the field. Thank goodness Mark's okay, speaking very clearly over there and very calmly about how he was actually quite frightened. He was scared he was going to hit the bridge when he was flying. I know exactly how that feels from when I flew in EJ's car back in '96 in Melbourne, and how it all goes into slow motion. And he's taking people through it over there. I think Ted's going to get a word with him as we're speaking. And the cars, the integrity of the cars, and he's saying, I've lost my chassis now. The chassis put me on pole in Monaco and Spain, but now it saved my life. So I love that chassis, but I suspect that's out of service now. We'll see when it comes back. Although we did actually race the chassis. I wrecked back in Melbourne in '96 again, which was incredible. So, I mean, an amazing Grand Prix. We still don't really know the result, do we, until the steward's inquiry.
I think that chassis should be put on a plinth in his house somewhere, and he should just rub it for good luck every time he walks past it. Now, Eddie, as we know, is siding with Lotus. He's a great ambassador for the smaller teams in Formula One. David said whilst the race was on, the B-class teams shouldn't try and race the A-class teams, and you agreed with him just after that. Do you still stand by that shout?
No, I don't think it's an A-class, B-class thing, if I'm honest. I don't think Heikki should have defended that. I couldn't see any point in risking his car and his race. Just a common sense point of view. I don't really blame either. I certainly can't put any blame on Mark Webber, because what are his alternatives? He's trying to overtake. Heikki's trying to just gently close the line, and he's closing at a vast rate of knots. And then the next thing is he breaks early. I don't know what else this guy could have done, but I don't want to beat up on Heikki particularly on it, but I don't think he should have been defending that at that place on the track that hard against the inevitability of this guy passing within a corner or two.
Well, let's discuss it with Mark Webber. First things first, we are all so grateful that you're standing up here with your usual Aussie grit, looking okay. How are you feeling?
Oh, a little bit tender here and there, but you know, I'm happy to be. I was in just having a shower, just going, well, mate, you know, lucky you'd be having a shower and you're in one piece. So it was a nasty incident. Clearly, I was surprised by what was happening on the run down to that corner. Heikki, to start with, I thought, okay, he's releasing me, letting me go, because obviously, you know, the pace difference is massive. And then he started closing the door, and then he's having these small movements. I thought, where's he going? And then, he braked or lifted or whatever, and it turns out it's about 80 metres before where I braked for the previous lap. So I mean, okay, it's a different category to what had happened the previous few laps.
So it took you by surprise. Are you cool about watching it again? Would you rather not see it? Have you seen it already?
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I've seen it, yeah.
Okay, we'd love you to just talk us through it from your point of view. So at this point, you're essentially looking to get past Heikki as quickly as possible after your poor start.
Yeah, obviously it's over pretty quick, we can see. And then I'm waiting here also again for the next big hit. And, the car did a great job. Here I'm just looking to get a reasonable exit. It's not too bad. It's still a very difficult track to follow people, as Fernando and many guys found out after that. So here we are, picking up the toe, and then at this point here, he goes across to the left, and I thought, okay, he's going to let me down the inside, and then back to the right, and then left, and then little jiggles, and then, we're still a long way away from the breaking point. And right there, I'm not, fully sure what happened quick, obviously, and then I was happy that the car was safe.
Mark, Eddie, I asked Christian, were you blameless? And he kind of thought that you were. Do you think you were totally blameless?
Well, if it always takes two to tango, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? There's two of us in this incident, but trying to find I've driven slow cars, I've been at the back, and obviously when someone comes up with those sort of closing distances to be, down the inside, bouncing off the limit over the bumps and carrying on like it's going to, how long is that going to last for? As Martin says, it's going to last for another 15 seconds, so what's it worth it?
No, sure, I can accept that, but I just want to press one point, and that is, to be fair to Kovalainen, you didn't make your intention very clear. You slipstreamed it right to the very last death. Had you come away knowing that you were much faster, you would have at least given him a chance to move out of the way. He really didn't know which way you were going, did he?
You can also look at it like that too, Eddie. I was looking to get the best toe to get the job done and pass him, and, if he was going to look like he was playing quite hard as well down the inside, blocking all of a sudden very aggressively. And so, yeah, in the end, the thing that's obviously, is how early, he braked. That's the thing which caught me out. No, it didn't matter how close I was to the toe. I still, had everything under control. But then when you start obviously brake checking people, Heikki was braking probably for his corner, but, for me, it was just a massive surprise.
Sure.
Well, indeed, and I think there's been a little bit of misunderstanding. I said that the Class B effective guys, the guys are 4 or 5 seconds slower, shouldn't really be fighting that hard on a track where it's pretty indefensible around here. You would have surely passed them somewhere else around the lap.
Yeah, well, you would have thought so, mate. Yeah, so anyway, water under the bridge and press on, mate, yeah.
For me, I think really the telling point is if it all unfolded again, what else could you do differently? What would you do if the same thing happened to Silverstone 2 weeks from now?
Well, you just know, obviously, in the breaking points, these guys, you've practiced around these guys. You haven't obviously had a full-on race with these guys before. It's the first time, obviously, I've been in that position. And, yeah, massively surprised at, where they're braking. So maybe you'd give something a little bit different.
Going back to your early career, when you were in a Minardi, it was several seconds off the pace. Did you ever get, the wrath of one of the faster cars, or were you always pretty focused in keeping out of the way?
Well, within reason. You're still trying to do your best. You're not trying to, kill people's races, particularly at that part of the Grand Prix. Obviously, if you're late in the race and you've got a battle for position and someone's had a bad race and you might be able to hold them off for 2 or 3 laps, that's the bit. We still had an hour and a half of Grand Prix to do,
Sure.
So it was...
Mark, just please let's change away from your particular instance and go to another one which is probably less emotive, and that is the Kobayashi Button affair. Kobayashi was in a place that he should normally not be, by most people's understanding, and he was pulling away and held very comfortably third place. We have to give credit to some of the teams, or every team in this, because they've deserved to be here, and it really is up to each and every driver to pass, and pass accurately, safely and correctly. I'm at a loss. I don't see how we can blame Kovalainen in this instance.
Well, Kobayashi, I don't think is a great example because he was up the front and knocking the times in. He was doing a good job. And obviously, we know whether it's the Virgin, whether it's the HRT car or the Lotus, they are doing their best, Eddie, and they need to have a crack. I'm absolutely up for new blood, but in terms of them, the pace difference is so massive. It's inevitable. How are you going to fight?
Okay.
How are you going to fight, for that long?
Thanks for joining us. Any qualms about jumping back in the car at Silverstone?
No.
Nothing at all.
Positive, ready to go.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
Well done. Thank you. And I know you'll have a lot of messages on your Twitter site. I've had a look already.
Yes, and...
the Aussie Grit feed is busy.
It's the first time today I'm going to be cheering for England, so...
They're 2-0 down,
I
Mark.
hope... No, they're not.
Yeah.
What?
We're 2-0 down.
Bloody hell.
Apologies for Mark Webber's language there, but listen, he has just had a rather big car crash. Thanks a lot, Mark, but not for the swear word at the end.
He looks more damaged about the result of the football than he is for his own crash.
I know. He's a massive football fan, though. We'll talk more about Mark Webber and what an amazing guy he is just to jump up and look like that so quickly. Martin Brundle's now got a microphone. That's a great relief to everybody. We can now speak to you properly for the rest of the forum. Now, emails, f1@bbc.co.uk is the email address. If you want to get involved via Twitter, you can do so. Twitter.com/Jake Humphrey F1. Any question to any of the guys, maybe your opinion about Mark, about the race today, whatever it is, we are here because there's more to life than football, particularly right now. Let's have a look at the highlights from today's European Grand Prix.
And away we go! Vettel, Webber, Hamilton. Hamilton's got to make a move, and he does do. He's got the inside line on Webber, he's done it. He's ahead into the first corner. Oh, no! Mark Webber's gone right up there. Oh, Mark Webber has gone completely over the top there of Heikki Kovalainen. Thankfully, he's all right. He's thrown out his steering wheel. What an impact that was.
I was defending and I think he ran into me.
What a picture that is. Kubica's come into the pit, so too Button, Barrichello, all using their chance to come in.
Difficult for the strategists now. But and where are the leaders? The leaders were past the pit lane, so they didn't have the opportunity to get into the pits.
They've got the green light, the green flag, and you'll see very shortly the white line, and they're able to start now.
Oh, he's gone deep. He's
made a mistake, and Hamilton's come through almost. Jenson Button tried through on the inside of Kobayashi. He's got away with it as Sebastian Vettel. He almost got that completely wrong then, almost over exuberance. Hamilton unable to profit then, but what about coming up now to the next corner? Not close enough. Button now having a go at Kobayashi. Got to get his line right.
OK, Lewis, we need to go to yellow G1 and close the gap to Vettel. We have a drive-through penalty.
Lewis Hamilton then serving his drive-through penalty. And Kobayashi's just gone through. Jenson Button's just gone through. Question is he still ahead?
He's not costing anything in terms of position.
Here is the race leader then, Sebastian Vettel, and there's his advantage. It's all been quite serene for him, hasn't it, really? As he just goes on in his own little world. He's yet to encounter any back markers. Got to keep the concentration here because it would be so easy to just go off into the wall or so.
All these cars are going to be investigated after the race for being too fast behind the safety car. So it's one.
Jenson Button
is Button.
So Jenson Button third, Rubens Barrichello fourth, Kubica promoted, Sutil as well. Where is Kobayashi going to feed back out into the race? Out he comes now. There's Alonso. So he's out into 9th place, just ahead of his teammate De La Rosa. He's managed to go through on the inside. He's taken Alonso. He got his braking just right there. The double world champion didn't, and Ferrari slip a place, and through goes Kobayashi. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. He started from pole, and he's going to see the checkered flag first. So often it's been gremlins on race day for Vettel, but here is the reminder that he is a championship contender. Coming through to second, Lewis Hamilton, but there is that Stewart investigation to follow, which will involve Jenson Button, who's come across the line in third for McLaren.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yippee! Thank you, boys. Thank you, every single one. Every single one. We're back on track.
Back on track indeed. Very much back on track. Sebastian Vettel is a very happy boy, and I am a very lonely guy. Look at this. All on my own in the paddock, and the reason why I've been deserted is because in there's a football game on the television, and I think as much as the guys are keen to carry on talking about Formula One, and there is a lot to talk about, I think it would be a bit remiss of us not to have a chat where at least we can see a TV screen. And these guys aren't wearing their rocket red, which they wear when they're celebrating a Grand Prix, but plenty of celebrations in here a few moments ago. Matthew Upson scoring for England, making it 2-1. Now, hands up who's going to be fully concentrating on the F1 Forum